Hi, fourth graders. This is Ms. Kovarik, and we're on Unit 6, Lesson 8, and we're going to continue looking at perspective today. So remember, perspective is the way that people view certain things, and everybody has a different perspective. So we talked about how Esperanza and her community's perspective is a little bit different than people outside of their community. All right, your vocab. We've got the word dumb, which we all know what that means. It's an adjective. It means stupid. Straw brim is a noun, and that is a straw hat, and it has a band that casts a shadow on the face. It looks kind of like this. So Vignette 5 we're going to read today, and it's called Those Who Don't. Those who don't know any better come into our neighborhood scared. They think we're dangerous. They think we will attack them with shiny knives. They are stupid people who are lost and got here by mistake. But we aren't afraid. We know the guy with the crooked eye is Davy the baby's brother, and the tall one next to him in the straw brim, that's Rosa's Eddie V. And the big one that looks like a dumb grown man, he's Fat Boy, though he's not fat anymore, nor a boy. All brown all around, we are safe. But watch us drive into a neighborhood of another color, and our knees go shakety shake, and our car windows get rolled up tight, and our eyes look straight. Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, so I want to talk about this real quick. This first paragraph here is talking about how people that do not live in their community, they're scared of Esperanza's neighborhood. They think they're dangerous. They think they're going to attack them with knives. Esperanza thinks they're stupid. She thinks they got here by mistake, they don't belong here, and that they're wrong. This paragraph, she goes in to say that they're not afraid of their neighborhood. They love their neighborhood. They feel safe in their neighborhood. And then she explains a couple different people that are in her community that might be viewed a little differently if they don't know who that person is. So Davy the baby's brother, he's a guy with a crooked eye, but they know him as the baby's brother. So they know him personally. Some people are just looking at him, what his physical characteristics look like. So without knowing that person, these outsiders aren't really getting a good view on who these people are. And this last paragraph here is saying how all brown all around. That means everyone in her neighborhood looks the same. They feel comfortable around each other. They are safe. But if they go into another neighborhood of a different color, their knees go shakety shake. That means they're scared. Their car windows get rolled up tight, and our eyes look straight. So she's calling people stupid by judging her neighborhood, but then she does the same exact thing when she goes into a different neighborhood. So think about that. Okay, for number 1, in this vignette, why do you think the pronouns we and us are used more than I and me? Why is she talking about we and us instead of me? Number 2, the title is Those Who Don't. Who is that referred to in this title, do you think? People who live in Esperanza's community or people who don't live in Esperanza's community? Think about who she was talking about in that vignette. Number 3, what do those who come into the neighborhood think? So when people come into Esperanza's community, what do they think about it? What does Esperanza think of those people? Does Esperanza think her community is different? Does she agree with those people? All right, it says, for the following questions, a quote from the text is listed. Write what Esperanza's community knows that person as. So I discussed this a couple minutes ago. They give you a description of the person, but the people in the neighborhood, they know who they actually are. So I want you to go back and find in the text the guy with the crooked eye. What is his actual name? What is he known as? The tall one next to him in the straw brim hat. What's his name? What do they know him as? And the one that looks like a dumb grown man. What is he known as? Who do the people that live in that community know him as? All right. That is it for reading. Let's head over to skills. It says, we learned that people outside the community see what people look like. However, Esperanza's community knows who the people actually are. So you're going to reread that paragraph. And using that paragraph, you're going to answer these questions. 1, how does Esperanza feel in her own neighborhood? Number 2, I want you to type out all of the actions that Esperanza describes when she goes into a different neighborhood. So what actions is she doing? What is she doing with her body? Number 3, how does she feel in other neighborhoods? All right, and for this activity, you're going to create your own characters. So back in reading, we just talked about the characters that were described in this vignette. You're going to do the same thing, but you're going to be a little creative and make up your own. So it says, working individually, you will each create 3 characters, just like the 3 men people see when they drive through Esperanza's neighborhood. But this time, it is Esperanza who sees those characters as she is driving through another neighborhood. So, you can think about your own neighborhood. Maybe there's people that you can think of that you can describe. So, character number 1, you can either make it up or you can think of someone that you have seen or met in real life. You're going to describe what they look like and what they are wearing. All right, so make sure to give me some good details here. Talk about their clothes, talk about their jewelry, talk about their hair, their eyes, their skin, anything that describes what they look like. And you're going to do that for 3 different characters. Try to make them different. Try to give them different character traits, different physical properties. All right, in the last section, we're going to think closely about those 3 characters. We're going to pretend that Esperanza is driving past them. The car windows are rolled up tight so she can't hear anything. Imagine a conversation among the 3 characters. Maybe they're talking about a movie they'd like to see. Maybe they're discussing what a nice person Esperanza looks like. Maybe they're discussing something completely different. Write the conversation below. So now you're going to give some dialogue about something these 3 characters might be talking about. So this is going to depend on who your characters are, but no matter who they are, make sure that you're using quotation marks. So for example, I'm going to use one in this part right here. So they said maybe they're talking about what a nice person Esperanza looks like. So I could say, see how I start with a quotation mark? That tells us that we're going to start dialogue. Let's say, look at that nice girl in the car. End quotation mark. And then we're going to say, said Miss K. And then I'm going to start another piece of dialogue, so another quotation mark. I wonder why her windows are rolled up. Comma. Let's have another character, Miss Krause. Said, comma, another quotation mark because I'm going to give her another quote. It's really nice outside. Okay? So I just gave you 2 pieces of conversation. You're going to add another one so that all 3 characters can speak. If you have any questions about how to write that dialogue or you need help coming up with character traits, please get on Zoom, let us know, and I will see you all next time. Bye, Adams.